Good morning, students. So, today we are going to discuss chapter number 10, that is space mission. Chapter number 9, that is carbon compounds, we will do after this chapter. Okay? So, without any delay, come to the topic. So, your first topic is space mission, but before a space mission, can you recall 4 questions are given? So we are going to answer one by one. The first question says, what is the difference between space and sky? So can you tell me what is the difference between space and sky? So how you will define space and sky? So first of all, what is sky? Because space is, suppose this is space, so in this space a sky is a tiny particles. As you compare space and sky, so sky is as like a tiny particles as compared to space is very large or very big. So simply if you want to define sky, so simply you can define the visible portion of the atmosphere. What is sky? It is the visible portion of atmosphere without any equipment from the earth is known as sky. So without any instrument, it is the visible. What is sky? So sky is the visible portion of the atmosphere without any equipments from the earth is known as sky, right? Then what is space? So simply we can say space, the infinite 3-dimensional expansion in which solar system, stars, celestial bodies, galaxies exist is known as space, right? So there is one more difference we can say. Sky is very tiny part of the space. I have already explained you. This is space, suppose this is space. So sky is a very tiny part of the space. Okay? So which one is the greater? So simply space is a large greater than sky. Both sky and space do not have clear boundary. There is no any clear boundary between space and sky. Always remember this. Okay? So what are the different objects in the solar system? In the solar system, there are many. In solar system there is Mercury, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Some comets are there, celestial bodies are there, etc. Okay? What is meant by satellite? Your next question says, what is meant by a satellite? So we can define satellite, any astronomical object orbiting any planets of our solar system is called a satellite. Satellite can be any object, but condition is they should orbiting the object. Suppose this is a planet and this is any object, and this is the planet or this is the object. If they are orbiting around the planet, then this will be called as a satellite. Satellite is of two types. One is natural satellite and second one is artificial satellite. So Earth have only one natural satellite, that is moon, because moon revolve around the earth. So earth have only one natural satellites, right? Next question, how many natural satellites does the earth have? So I have already explained you. In case of earth, we have only, see, natural satellites, we have only one, that is moon. Okay, so man has always been curious about unknown places, and he has always been eager to expand the horizons of his knowledge by exploring the unknown world. He must have had deep curiosity about the space and many twinkling stars in dark sky. He must have had dreams to fly to the space and must have been working for that, right? So, space mission. Substantial developments in technology, especially space technology, in the later half the 28th century resulted in the development of spacecraft, making space voyage possible. Since then, more than 1,000 artificial satellites have been placed into orbits around the Earth. Nowadays, there is 1,000 of satellites are present around the Earth. Additionally, space missions have been undertaken for close observation for various objects in our solar system. So, why we take space mission? To observe close observation of various objects in our solar system. We will learn about all this in this chapter. Okay. We can classify this space mission into two categories. We can define space mission into two categories. First one is, in one type of missions, the objective is to put artificial satellites in orbits around the Earth for research and various other useful applications. So in first type of mission, the objective, what is the objective? Objective is to put artificial satellite in orbits around the Earth. For which purpose? For research and various other useful application. The objective of second type of missions is to send the spacecrafts to the outer space for close observation and understanding of the objects in solar system. Second type of mission is to send spacecrafts to outer surface for close observation and understanding of the objects in solar system or even outside the solar system, right? So do you know this is omitted? Can you recall this is also omitted? Can you tell this is also omitted? But if you want to read, you can read. I have also written the answer. You can see. Okay. So what is the need and importance of space mission? You may ask, sir, why we do? What is the need for space mission and what is the importance of space mission? Okay, so the answer is written here, given here. The world has become a global village due to space mission. Today, we can contact a person in any part of the world. Of course, with the help of mobile phone, we can connect from anyone within a second. So how it is possible? This is possible due to the satellites and local towers present near you. Okay, within a second we can gather information about worldwide events sitting at home. So of course, suppose there is cricket matches playing in the Australia, right? And Australia Sydney ground, and if you are sitting even at your home, then you can watch live telecast from the Sydney. How it is possible? Due to the satellite only. Otherwise, it was not possible to watch live telecast of the cricket match. So you all know the importance of internet. So you people are very familiar with internet and very useful. There is many uses of internet. If you want to any information, you can do Google, right? There is use and there is misuse also. It depends on you whether you want to use the internet or whether you want to misuse the internet. Choice is in your hand. Okay, so I request you all, don't misuse the internet. Use internet for your study purpose, okay, and for your knowledge purpose. Due to internet, every information is available at your fingertips, right? It has become possible to get advance alert about natural climate is and take proper precautions, like sometimes tsunami comes. So with the help of weather satellite, it is possible to give the prior in advance in advance. We can give the information in advance and we can take the precautions. Otherwise, there will be a huge damage. If there is no weather satellite, then suddenly it will come, tsunami will come and it will damage a lot of things. Okay, so during war, it is possible to get information about actions of the enemy through aerial surveillance using satellites. It is also possible to explore the fossils, reserves and minerals in the earth. Thus, there are unlimited applications. Of course, it is very true. There are unlimited applications of space mission. Today, space technology is an inevitable part of development of a nation, right? So this is you can see this is the satellite. Satellite have two wings. They works on solar energy. This is the satellite. Satellites, there are two wings. One will receive the signal from the Earth station. This is the receiver and this is the transmitter. Okay, they works on the solar panels are there actually. Next topic is artificial satellite. What is artificial satellite? A natural satellite is an astronomical object orbiting the Earth or any other planet. So I have already explained to you. Artificial satellite can be a natural satellite is an astronomical object or orbiting the Earth or any other planet. The moon is the only natural satellite of the Earth. Some other planet in solar system have more than one natural satellite. Similarly, if this is a definition of artificial satellite. Similarly, if a man-made object revolves around the Earth or any other planet in fixed orbit, it is called artificial satellite. Okay. The first artificial satellite was Sputnik, was sent to space by Soviet Union in 1957. Today, more than 1,000 satellites are orbiting the Earth. There are more than 1,000 satellites are present around the Earth. The satellites work on solar energy. Of course, it is the only possible that they will work on solar energy because there is no electricity. We cannot produce electricity in the satellite. We can produce electricity, but they will be limited for limited time or limited days. So solar photovoltaic panel are attached on both the sides of these satellites like wings. Instruments are installed in the satellite to receive and transmit signal from and to the earth, right? It's very easy chapter, only theory is there. It is very simple or very easy. The satellites have various other types of instruments depending on their function. One such satellite is shown in the figure 10.1. This is 10.1, this one. This one, 10.1 is here, that is shown here. Signals transmitted from the earth to the satellite and from the satellite to a mobile tower and mobile phone are also shown in the above diagram, right? These satellites are sent into the space to perform various functions depending on their function. Satellites are classified into following category. On next page, there are many types of satellites. Some will be for education purpose, some will be for military purpose, some is for some other purpose, right? So there is some full form. This is important. So INSAT means Indian National Satellite. SAT means satellite. SAT means satellite. Remember. INSAT means Indian National Satellite. GSAT means geosynchronous. G means geo. This is, remember, this is full form, may be asked in the paper. GSAT means geosynchronous satellite. IRNSS, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, right? IRS, Indian Remote Sensing Satellite. There must be one more S. Indian Remote Sensing Satellite. GSLV, these two are vehicles. GSLV, Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. See, this is launch vehicle by which we launch the satellite. So that is called vehicle, right? PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Okay. So students, see types of satellite, function of the satellite, and name of Indian satellite series and their launch vehicle, right? So weather satellite, it is very clear from the name, study and prediction of weather. Name of the satellite, INSAT and GSAT. INSAT and GSAT is used, or they are still sending the information to the earth, and we can predict when tsunami and etc. can come, and we can save many lives. This INSAT and GSAT is launched by GSLV, right? GSLV, communication satellite. So establish communication between different locations in the world through use of specific waves, right? So again, INSAT and GSAT satellite is also used for communication satellite. Again, INSAT and GSAT is launched by launcher is GSLV. Broadcast satellite, telecasting of television programs, like again INSAT and GSAT launch vehicle, GSLV, right? Navigational satellite function. What is the function of navigational satellite? Fix the location of any place on the Earth's surface in terms of its very precise latitude and longitude. So if you want to observe Earth's surface with very high accuracy, then you have to use navigational satellite. That will give you the more and more accurate information regarding Earth surface. IRNSS is the navigational satellite, right? Launch vehicle. PSLV, This is PSLV. Military satellite is used for collect information for security aspects, right? This is like Cartosat 1 and 2. Launch vehicle is PSLV. Earth observation satellite. So study the forest, desert, oceans, polar ice on the Earth's surface, exploration and management of natural resources, observation and guidance in case of natural calamities like flood and earthquake. We will use Earth observation satellites. IRS is the Earth observation satellite. Launcher PSLV. Okay. Next topic is orbits of artificial satellites. All artificial satellites do not revolve in similar orbits. Remember, all artificial satellites. I said all artificial satellites do not revolve in similar orbits around the Earth. The functions of satellites decide the height of the satellite's orbit from the Earth's surface. It means the orbits of the satellite or the orbit of a satellite depends on height from the surface of Earth. The nature of the orbits may be circular or elliptical, and whether the orbit shall be parallel to equator or making some angle with it. To put the satellite in its proper orbit, a specific height above the Earth's surface, a satellite is taken to that height using satellite launcher. Then the satellite is given to a specific velocity known as critical velocity, that is VC. Suppose this is the Earth having radius capital R. This R, small r is the distance between from the center of the Earth to the satellite. Suppose you want to launch a satellite, then you have to use a launcher vehicle. After reaching here, they will put a tangential velocity. That tangential velocity is called, suppose launch vehicle goes here and they give a tangential velocity after reaching a certain height from the surface of the Earth, and this certain velocity is called critical velocity, VC, right? VC in a tangential direction to the orbit. The satellites then start revolving. After giving the tangential velocity, here is VC, that is critical velocity, they will start orbiting in the orbit, right? Suppose this is a satellite and you can define the critical velocity. You can define very easily critical velocity. Okay. The satellite start revolving around the Earth. The formula of velocity VC is the critical velocity. Critical velocity is the minimum velocity. After giving the satellite, they start revolving around the Earth. So now I am now I am explaining how we can obtain critical velocity. So say this is the satellite having mass m, small m. This is the Earth having capital mass m. So on this, centripetal force F will be equal to mv square upon r. This is the main formula of centripetal force. What is centripetal force? The force which acts towards the center of the Earth is known as centripetal force. So centripetal force here, F centripetal CEN I am writing here. Centripetal force is equal to mv square upon r. So you can say here F is equal to, this F is equal to, what is m? M is the mass of the satellite. So this here a small m is here. So a small m, v square. Here in the place of v, we can take here VC square upon, this is equal here, r v mv square upon r. So here r will be this r, distance from the center of the earth to the satellite. So this r will be how much? So we can say this is r, capital R, and this is small h. So this will be this small r will be equal to this small r will be equal to capital R plus h. So we can write here r, capital R, that is radius of the earth, plus h. What is h? H is the height from the height of the satellite from the surface of the earth. Give equation number 1, right? And what will be the gravitational force on this satellite? So we know that gravitational force F is equal to G m1 m2 upon d square, right? So put gravitational force, this is gravitational force, G. What is G? G is the gravitational constant. M1 is the mass of the satellite, here m. So we will write here m1, at the place of m1 we can write m. What is m? M is the mass of satellite, right? M2 here is the capital M. I will take here capital M, that is mass of the earth, upon d square. D square means distance from the center of the earth to the satellite. So this distance will be how much? This distance will be equal to capital R plus H. So write here capital R plus H d square. So write here square. This is equation number 2, right? So this is F is equal, both are force. So this must be equal. So I am writing here, that is mvc square upon r plus h is equal to capital G small m capital M upon r plus h whole square. R plus h, there are square cancel. There will be actually here is 2r plus h. So one will be cancel. Small m cancel. It means you can see vc square is equal to, vc is the critical velocity, right, is equal to capital G capital M upon r plus h. This is v square. So if you remove square, this side will become under root, right? So you can see here, this is very interesting. Critical velocity does not depend on the mass of the satellite. See, there is no any terms of mass of the satellite. Small m is the mass of the satellite, but in this derivation there is no any mass term. Small m is not here, so it depends on mass of the earth is fixed constant. So it depends on height. So listen, if you increase the height is in the denominator, height is the radius is also constant for in case of earth. So it depends on height only. So h is in the denominator. So if you increase the height, critical velocity will be decreased, right? So if you launch a satellite at higher altitude or at higher height, then you have to give very less critical velocity, because as you go above the earth's surface, critical velocity will be decreased. Suppose you are here giving critical velocity like 10 meter per second at say 200 kilometer. If you go and launch a satellite at 400 degrees Celsius, 400 kilometer, so in that place you have to give only maybe 4 meter per second. Okay, so it depends on height. Critical velocity does not depends on mass of the satellite. Okay, see, G is the gravitational constant having value 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Mass of the earth, that is 6 into 10 to 24. R is the radius of the earth, that is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meter or 6400 kilometer. H is the height of the satellite above the surface of the earth. R plus H is the radius of the orbit of the satellite, right? If you will increase height, critical velocity will decrease. You see, if you will put all these value, then you can get the critical values of on certain height. So same thing is written here. Okay. The next topic is orbit of the satellites. You can see, depending on the height of the satellite orbit above the Earth's surface, the satellites orbit are classified into three types. First one is high Earth orbit, second one is medium Earth orbit, and low Earth. Third one is low Earth orbits, right? So when you will say that any satellite is in higher Earth orbit, if the height from the Earth's surface, listen, this is from the Earth's surface, not from the center of the Earth. If height from the Earth's surface, if any satellite have height from the Earth's surface is more than 35,780 kilometer, this is from the Earth's surface, this is important, not from the center of the Earth. If the height of a satellite is more than 35,700 kilometer from the Earth's surface, then that is called high Earth orbit. And medium Earth orbit, it means if the height of the satellite from the surface of Earth is from 2,000 kilometer to 35,780 kilometer, then that satellite will called medium Earth orbit satellite, right? And low, when you will say low Earth orbit, so height above the Earth's surface from 180 kilometer to 2000 kilometer, right? So you have to read in the detail. If the height of a satellite orbit above the Earth's surface is greater than or equal to 35,780 kilometer, the orbit is called high Earth orbit, as we will see in the next solved example. Actually, that solved example is omitted, right? A satellite revolving in an orbit 35,780 kilometer above the Earth's surface will take 24 hours to complete one revolution. This is important. If any satellite is in high Earth orbit, then it will how much time they will take? They will take 24 hours to complete one revolution. We know that Earth also takes almost 24 hours for one revolution, right? Satellite is also taking 24 hours. Earth also take 24 hours for one revolution. So in that case, that satellite will be stationary with respect to Earth. That's why we can say they are in synchronous form stage. If the satellite is revolving in an orbit parallel to the equator, the time of revolution for the Earth around itself and that for the satellite to revolve around the Earth being the same, the satellite will appear to stationary with respect to the Earth, right? For example, with the help of example, I will explain you. Suppose you are moving in a train, right? There are two person, both are moving in the same direction. This train is also moving, say 80 km per hour. This is also moving 80 km per hour. So suppose you are sitting here. So if you will see this person, you will see that you will find that this person will be in rest, and if this person will see you, then for this person this train will be in stationary form because they are moving in the same direction with same speed or same velocity. Okay, so both will be stationary as compared to both the train. For a passenger, same example are given here. For a passenger in a one vehicle, another vehicle moving parallel to him with equal velocity appears to be stationary. This is what happens here also. In the case of satellite, same thing is happening. These satellites are therefore called geosynchronous satellite. Geosynchronous satellite, right? Since these satellites are stationary with reference to the Earth, they can observe a specific portion of the Earth continuously. Therefore, they are used in applications like meteorology and carrying signals from telephone, televisions, radio, etc. Right? So application is important. Applications like meteorology and for carrying signals for telephone, television, radio, etc. Parallel to equator means what? Parallel to equator means, suppose, say this is Earth, and this here is a satellite, and this satellite is revolving like this, parallel to this one here in this direction. Then that is called parallel to equator, right? Because this side is the pole. And listen, geostationary satellite is, with the help of geostationary satellite you cannot observe the polar thing, what is happening on the pole, both the pole, you cannot observe with the help of geosynchronous satellite. If you want to observe polar activities, then you have to use polar, then you have to place the satellite in the polar orbit. Polar orbit may be in this direction, that is, this figure is given in the on the next page. Okay. Second is medium earth orbit, height above the earth's surface from 2000 km to 35,780 km. If the height of the satellite orbit above earth's surface is in between 2000 km and 35,780 km, the orbits are called medium earth orbit, right? The geosynchronous satellite orbit above the equator, these are therefore not useful. Of course, geosynchronous satellite will not useful. These are therefore not useful in a study of polar region, right? I have already explained you. For this purpose, elliptical medium orbits passing over the polar region are used. These orbits are called polar orbits. In this orbit, the satellites complete, this is important, in case of polar orbits, satellites can complete one revolution in 2 to 24 hours. That depends on height. If height will be more and more, then it will take longer time. If height is less, they will take less time. Some of these satellites revolve in circular orbit at the height of around 20,200 km above the Earth's surface. GPS, Global Positioning Satellite, that is, we can say GPS, revolve in such orbit. So GPS, Global Positioning Satellite, they revolve in which orbit? They revolve in polar orbit, right? Polar orbit at the height of near about 20,200 km. And the last orbit is low Earth orbit. You can see the range 180 km to 2000 km. If the height of the satellite orbit above the Earth's surface is between 180 km and 2000 km, the orbit is called low Earth orbit. The satellites used for scientific experiments and atmospheric studies revolve in low Earth orbit. Remember, low Earth orbit is useful for the satellite used for scientific experiment and atmospheric studies revolve in low Earth orbits. Depending on the height one of their orbits, they complete one revolution in around 90 minutes only. Just think, in 90 minutes, lower Earth orbit satellite can complete one revolution. Okay. International Space Station, that is ISS, and Hubble telescope also revolve in low Earth orbit, right? So ISS, International Space Station, and Hubble telescope also revolve in low Earth orbits. Okay. Figure 10.4 shows various orbits of a satellite. So I will show you. So this is the orbit. This is the medium Earth orbit. This is the polar Earth orbit, and this one is high Earth orbit. Okay. This is parallel to equator. This is the equator of the Earth. This is equator of the Earth. This is parallel to equator. So we can say medium Earth orbit and higher Earth orbit. Sorry, this is medium Earth orbit. This one, this is the lower one. This is the lower Earth orbit. It takes 90 minutes only. Medium Earth orbit takes 2 to 24 hours to complete one revolution. And this one, GPS. This is the GPS. This is the higher Earth orbit satellite. They'll take 24 hours to complete one revolution. Okay. Do you know, if you want to study, you can read. This is omitted. These both two examples are also omitted. Now your next topic is satellite launch vehicle. Okay. So you can see here one diagram is given. This is the structure of PSLV made by ISRO, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Okay, this launch vehicle is made by ISRO. So what is satellite launch vehicle? So actually in launch vehicles there are many stages, right? You can see here there are four stages. First stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, and here is at the top of the vehicles there is the place for satellite. Okay, so remember, first stage using solid fuel. Second stage use liquid, then again solid, again liquid. Do you know the main difficulty to launch any satellite in the space is the weight of the vehicle? You know, at least satellite, for example, just I am giving the example, if satellite weight is mass, if satellite mass is suppose 10 kilogram, then its overall mass will be near about 90 kilogram or 80 kilogram. So just imagine, the main problem is the mass or the weight of the vehicles. So that's why we use many stages. These all are the booster. They provide initial thrust, right? After certain height, this thrust will be detached from the launch vehicles. Okay, when the fuel exhausted, the fuel of first stage ignited. Similarly, after certain height, this first stage fuel, when first stage fuel exhausted, then this will be detached, and then second stage fuel ignited. When second stage fuel exhausted, this will be detached from the vehicles, and then third stage fuel will be ignited, and so on. and this fuel tank detaches from the launch vehicle, the overall weight decreases, right? And that's why the speed of the velocity of the launch vehicle will increase. Okay, so I read. Satellite launch vehicles are used to place the satellites in their specific orbits. The functioning of satellite launch vehicles is based on Newton's third law of motion. Remember this one, MCQ or maybe Phillips will be there. The launch vehicles uses a specific type of fuel. The gas produced due to combustion of the fuel expands due to its high temperature and expelled forcefully through the nozzles. You can see here the nozzles. This one is the nozzles, right? At the rear side of the launch vehicles. As a reaction of this, a thrust acts on the vehicles which drives the vehicles high into the space, right? The structure of the launch vehicles is decided by the weight of the satellite and the type of satellite orbit. Okay, so whether you have to use GSLV or PSLV, that depends on the height of the satellite or for which purpose you are launching the satellite. Okay, the fuel of the vehicles also depends on these factors. The fuel forms a major portion of the total weight of the launch vehicles. Major portion is the fuel only. Thus, the vehicles has to carry a large weight of a fuel with it. To overcome this problem, launch vehicles with more than one stage are used. Due to this, the weight of the vehicles can be reduced step by step because they detached after certain height. After its launching, for example, consider a launch vehicle having two stages. For launching the vehicle, the fuel and engine in the first stage are used. This imparts a specific velocity to the vehicle and takes it to a certain height. Once the fuel in this first stage is exhausted, the empty fuel tank and the engine are detached from the main body of the vehicle and fall either into sea or on a unpopulated land, right? As the fuel in the first stage is exhausted, the fuel in the second stage is ignited. I have already explained. However, the vehicles now contains only one, that is the second stage. The weight now being reduced, of course. The vehicle can move with higher speed. Almost all vehicles are made of either two or more than two stages. As an example, the structure of a Polar Satellite Launch Vehicles PSLV developed by ISRO of India is shown in the figure 10.5a. So I have shown it here. Okay, students, this is the shuttle, space shuttles, right? So what is the difference between launch vehicle and shuttle? The main difference is their space shuttles returns back on the earth after launching a satellite, but this is only, we can use only one time. The ISRO PSLV is only once time. Okay, the launch vehicles are costly because they can be used only once. USA, United States of America, has therefore developed a space shuttle. This is the space shuttle, right? Which returns to the earth except for the tank fuel and can be reused in multiple launches. So I will explain this diagram. See, this is space shuttle. After certain height, these two fuel tank detached, but still this space shuttle is there. After a certain height, now this fuel tank will be separation of fuel tank. This fuel tank detached, and this is the only space shuttle, right? And this will launch satellite in the orbit, and after launching this satellite in the orbit, they will return back to this space shuttle returns on the surface of Earth like a plane. Okay. Moon missions. Next topic is moon missions. Since now this is only theory. Since the moon is the closest astronomical object to us, the first space missions to objects in the solar system were the mission to the moon. Such missions have so far been executed by USA, Soviet Union, European countries, China, Japan and India, right? The spacecraft in the Luna series sent by Soviet Union reached near the moon. Luna 2, launched in 1959, was the first such craft. After that, till 1975, 5 spacecraft made chemical analysis of the moon and also measured its gravity, density and radiations. Last 4 crafts even landed on the moon and brought the sample of stones on the moon for analysis in the laboratories, right? All these missions were unmanned. It means in the mission there were no any man. That's why they are called unmanned, right? Unmanned. America also executed moon mission from 1962 to 1972. USA is very advanced in the field of space technology. NASA, you may know about NASA. The speciality of these missions was that some of these were manned missions. In July 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human to step on the moon. So, in July 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human to step on the moon. In 2008, Indian Space Research Organization ISRO successfully launched Chandrayaan-1 and placed it into an orbit around the moon. It sent useful information to the Earth for about a year. The most important, listen, this is line is important. The most important discovery made during the mission was presence of water on the moon surface. India was the first country to tell that there is water present on the surface of moon. So India was the first country to discover this one on the surface of moon. Next, Mars mission. Next to the moon, the astronomical object nearest to the Earth is Mars. Many nations sent spacecraft to Mars. Mars mission is difficult and almost half the missions were unsuccessful. However, ISRO performance in this mission is remarkable and we all must be proud of it. The spacecraft Mangalyaan, you may heard about Mangalyaan, made by ISRO using minimum expenses. Listen, NASA, the expenses of NASA is very, very large as compared to ISRO. Minimum expenses was launched in November 2013 and was placed into orbit around the Mars in September 2014. It obtained very useful information about surface of Mars and atmosphere around it, right? This is omitted. If you want to read, you can read. The next topic is missions to other planet. Many missions have been executed to study other planets also. In some of these missions, the spacecraft orbited the planets. Some landed on the planets and some just passed near the planet and observed them. Additionally, spacecraft have been sent to observe asteroids and comets, and they have successfully collected some dust and stone from the asteroids and brought them back on the earth. We are getting very useful information from all these missions, clarifying our concept about the origin and evolution of the solar system, right? India and space technology. India also has made remarkable progress in the science and technology of launch vehicles. Various types of launch vehicles have been developed to put satellites having weight up to 2500 kilogram. So India can place any satellite till the weight of in any orbit till the weight of 2500 kilogram into all types of orbits. Into all types of orbit, PSLV and GSLV are two important launcher. In India, we launch satellite with the help of either PSLV or GSLV. For lower orbit, we use PSLV, and for higher orbit, we use GSLV. The scientific and technological feats achieved by India in this field have a significant contribution to the national and social development. INSAT and GSAT satellite series is actively working in the field of telecommunication, television, broadcasting and meteorological services. Still there, INSAT and GSAT still they are working. Okay. Availability of television, telephone and internet service all over the nation has been possible due to this satellite only. This is important. EduSat, this is for education purpose. Edu means education, satellite means satellite. Satellite in this series is used especially in the field of education. IRS satellite series, this is also important. IRS satellite series is working for monitoring and management of natural resources and disaster management, right? To exactly locate position of any place on the Earth's surface in terms of its precise latitude and longitude. IRNSS satellite series has been established. Okay. Introduction to scientist you can read, but this is omitted. Space debris and its management. In addition to artificial satellite, some other objects are also revolving around the Earth. It includes non-functional satellites, parts of launcher detached during launching, and debris generated due to collision of satellite with other satellite or any other object in the space. According to one estimation made in 2016, there are about 2 crore pieces of length more than 1 centimeter revolving around the Earth. Just imagine. More than, according to estimation 2016, there are about 2 crore pieces of length more than 1 centimeter revolving around the Earth. That is unnecessary, they are still revolving around the earth. All this is nothing but the debris in space, right? This debris can be harmful to the artificial satellites. It can collide with these satellites or spacecraft and damage them. This debris is increasing day by day. Of course, during the launch any satellites, there are detachment of tank fuel, or due to the collision of two satellites in the space, all the particles, they are floating or they are revolving around the earth. They all are called debris. Okay, there is no any need. This debris is increasing day by day. Soon it will be difficult to launch new spacecrafts. It is therefore very essential to manage the debris. Some studies and experiments are being done with this in view. Hope that soon will be have a solution for this problem, and future satellites and spacecrafts will not be in danger anymore, right? Because if there will be more debris, so there is the possibility to collide with the satellites, and that due to collision of satellite with debris, satellite may be damaged. Okay, so this was all about chapter number 10, that is space mission. In the next lecture I will start chapter number 9, that is carbon compounds. That is very big chapter, that is very lengthy chapter, so it will take time. So till then, have a nice day. Thank you. Take care.